You've done a great job. You've collected survey responses, cleaned your data, and uncovered real insights in your analysis. Now it's time for you to share your findings. So, like most of us, you open PowerPoint, drop in a pie chart, paste your data, and call it done. Here's the problem. That chart, while technically correct, falls flat. It doesn't spark interest, it doesn't tell a story, and it's unlikely to drive action. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to transform that basic pie chart into a story-driven and visually compelling report, one that's easier to digest and designed to inspire real action. Let's start by inserting a donut chart. Navigate to the Insert tab, go to Chart, and under Pie, select Donut. Once that's inserted, we'll focus on two series, one for the adoption percentage and another for the remainder. Remove the chart title, delete the legend. Under the Format Data Series window, reduce the donut hole size to 50%. If you cannot see this, simply hold down Ctrl and 1 to bring it out. Now reduce the size of the donut chart to create space for additional charts. Next, let's enhance this chart by adding a segmented ring effect. To do that, go to Insert, Shapes, and choose the rounded rectangle. Click and drag to draw the rectangle, and then drag the yellow handle to make the corners fully circular. Reduce the size so it looks like a small tick mark. Next, change the color to red and select No Line. Now, drag the shape onto the donut chart, aligning it beside the border. You might have to play around with the shape to get the position right. Once that is perfectly done, hold down Ctrl and Shift and drag the shape to duplicate it. Select both shapes, press Ctrl G to group them, and holding down Ctrl D, duplicate the group 11 times. Select all 12 groups. Under the Home tab, go to Arrange, Align, Align Top, and go back and select Align Left. Now, let's give these ticks a circular alignment. Start by selecting each group and rotating it incrementally by 15 degrees. So the first group is going to be 0 degrees, the next 15, then 30, then 45, and so on. To do this precisely, clear the current selection by clicking anywhere on the slide. Select the first group and manually input the 15 degrees rotation angle from the Size and Properties section under the Format Shape menu, repeating this process for the rest of the groups. Now, recolor the donut slices by double-clicking the orange slice. Change the color to white with a 15% darkness. Similarly with the borders. And the main slice to a deep blue to indicate the AI adoption status. Now select all the groups. Under the Home tab, go to Arrange and select Ungroup. Now select all the shapes, and under the Shape Format tab, select Merge and Union to create a merged shape. Now draw a square large enough to overlap the donut chart and the shape that we've recently created. Be sure to remove the shape outline under the Shape Format tab. On the same tab, navigate to the Selection pane and ensure that the rectangle is above all the elements on the slide. Now, holding down Ctrl, select the freeform shape, and under the Shape Format tab, go to Merge Shapes, and this time around, select Subtract. With the shape selected, change the shape fill to white to match the background color. Now highlight all the elements on the slide and press Ctrl G to group them. Now that we have the first chart completed, press Ctrl D to duplicate it and repeat that once more so that you have 3 identical visuals. Let's add percentage labels to the center of each chart. I'm using Aptos Body, size 30, in blue, and setting each label to match the respective percentage. For the second chart, select the second group. In the selection pane, select the chart, then right-click the chart, select Edit Data, and change the value to 45%. Repeat this process for the third chart and change the value to 25%. Now we have all 3 AI adoption stages represented. To make this even more engaging, let's insert icons to visually represent each adoption stage, accompanied by a short narrative explaining what the data point means. I'll use a robot icon for those that have fully adopted AI, and a set of gears for those experimenting, and a shield for those who haven't adopted at all. The narratives will enrich our presentation to something that decision makers can relate to and act upon. Let's finish off the slide by including a descriptive title, something that is more insightful than AI adoption rates. As a best practice, I'll include the data source at the bottom just to keep things credible. And there you have it. I hope this makeover inspires you to rethink how you present your data. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tutorials like this one. Thank you for watching.